Alright, I really hate intro, so I'm just going to go into this. So the refresher is the first part of the video, and it's maybe if you forgot how to do a step or something and you just need to see it real quick. And the last part is an in-depth guide, which basically teaches you how to do the steps and my personal recommendation. So if you're new, you should probably skip the 245 so you can see actually how to do it. Also, I would recommend that you watch this video before you start a game because I cover loadouts and other setup parts of the game. I know this map's been out for a while and there's lots of videos, but all the YouTubers just rush each other to get their videos out as soon as possible, and they don't really know exactly how to do the steps, so they say you have to do very specific stuff that in reality you really don't have to be that specific. So this is basically just an updated video on how to complete the Easter egg. So step one is to build the Pack-a-Punch. Then you're going to want to get all the ether scope pieces and build it. You're going to want to get Dr. Vogel's diary and talk to him in all three of the locations. Enter in his password. After you get a DIE, shoot each side of this with each upgrade of the DIE. Talk to these soldiers and then pick up the wrench when they're done talking. You're going to want to use that wrench 3 times on the tank and spawn. Kill the zombie that comes out of the top. Basically just use whatever explosive you want and wherever you want on the tank to get it to shoot. Go carry the decontamination agent down back to where you talk to the soldiers. Now get a blaster and bomber sucked up into the tube by just getting them to go underneath. Use the computer to combine them together. Go talk to the ghost in Noct and pick up his photo when he's done talking.
Bring that along.
Let him do his monologue and then defend the 3 things that he's trying to deactivate. After that, just leave using either through the med bay or the weapons lab. Doesn't really matter. You can make your own way pretty much as you go, but you have to go through the right, through the tunnel.
This is a subscribe checkpoint. You should subscribe if this helps you.
This is the in-depth guide. Loadouts. So your loadout is probably going to want to be the Gallo, especially if you're new, because it's just really overpowered. And I would recommend running Ether Shroud if you're newer to the game, but if you're more experienced, probably run Healing Aura, especially with other people, or Ring of Fire. Well, your first objective is to get to power, so you're going to want to maximize your points. You're going to want to stay in the spawn room until you have enough points, and on solo it takes 8,500 around there, and whenever you play 2 to 4 players it takes around 10,000. So you should have that around 5 to 6. So whenever you have enough, I would save a zombie so you can do a whole bunch of stuff on that round. So I'm on round 5 here. I have more than enough points, so basically what I'm going to want to do is save a zombie. I recommend taking this path to power because I believe it is cheaper. I could be wrong though, but I would just take this path. So after power, what you want to do is make the pack punch, which you should already know how to do, but if you don't, the game tells you how to. But one thing you're going to want to do different is you're going to want to come pick up this fuse over here by the crash site. Whichever side your portal's on, it doesn't matter. You just want to go pick that up by shooting the box and then grabbing it, because we will use that later. After you build the pack punch, there's going to be a portal that spawns in, It'll be marked by a star on your map, and if you look where I'm shooting in these clips, that's where it can spawn, but you should be able to find it on your own pretty easily using your map. Now you're going to want to go through whichever portal you have, and you're going to be sent to the Dark Ether. While in here, you need to pick up 3 parts. Here are the locations. There's one underneath the stairs in the spawn room. There's another location on the plane wing at the crash site. There's another in the Pack-a-Punch room near the ether tunnel. A few things to note about these parts are they will not spawn in this order every time. It's based on what portal you go through. I'll put it on the screen now, but if you don't have to follow that, just check all the spawns every time you go in and you'll get them all. They also glow bright yellow, so chances are you're not going to miss them. But also, whenever you pick one up, it's going to spawn in dogs, so you can either kill them after each pickup or at the very end. After you pick up the last part, it's going to take you back to the regular world. You're going to want to come over this bench underneath the Pack-a-Punch and build the ether scope. And then you're going to want to make sure you pick it up after. Don't forget to pick it up. As soon as you pick it up, a portal is going to spawn in over in the medical bay area. Head on over there and go into it. Don't run too far because there's going to be a diary in the room right next to where you go in the portal that you need to pick up. After picking it up, there's going to be 3 ghosts you want to talk to. You're going to need to reveal them first and then give them the diary. And you can sit around and listen to them talk, or you can just go to the next one. It doesn't really matter. The first one, as you saw, was right next to Speed Cola. The second one is right in here to the right in the trials room. And the third one is right next to where you build the ether scope. Again, make sure you are revealing them and then giving them the diary after that. There is another anomaly right next to the armory right here, but that is not important. You don't really have to mess with that. It doesn't really matter. After talking to all of them, it may take a second for it to take you out, but just wait on it to take you out of the Dark Ether. After talking to all 3 and going back into the regular world, you're going to want to come back to where you pick up the diary. Now type in the password on his computer. You don't actually have to type it in, you just press the interact button, it types it in for you.
Initialization interrupted. Power required.
So now we need to get the DIE and make the upgrades for it, which we've already been somewhat setting up, but we also need to finish setting up the upgrades. So you can go ahead and end that round, and your next round should be a dog round. So in the underneath area where Deadshot is in the weapons lab, there's this tube here that you want to kill a dog next to. It should start sucking up the gas from it, which means you are good and you can end the round. On this next round you'll have a Megaton, which you need to do something with before you kill it, so hold off on killing it. I would also recommend on saving as many zombies as you can. So before you kill the Megaton, there's going to be this tree near the pond with a big fungus on it. You want to get the Megaton to shoot the tree or shoot you standing next to the tree so that the fungus turns purple. The character will make a comment about it as well, which lets you know you have it done.
Did you see that? The chemical reaction occurring to that fungus.
So now this is where we get the free DIE shockwave. After you get the mushroom purple, you can go ahead and fully kill the Megaton. And after you kill the second half, it should drop a gold key card as you see right here. And you want to pick that up and take it down to the side room in the weapons lab and put it in this machine. And then make sure you pick up the DIE remote control. So now what I recommend you do is go back into the spawn and gather up as many zombies as you can. And this is where it helps to have a lot of zombies left in the round, because you can get this done before you end the round and helps you set up more on an earlier round. After you have them all gathered up out there, run over to this hole in the wall by the door and interact with it, and it should start sucking up all the zombies. It takes around 10 to 20, so you should have enough in that round if you haven't really killed many. But what you want to do when it's full is interact with that hole again, and then it should blow the door off and you can go pick it up. There is multiple ways to get this weapon, but this is the most reliable way. Now onto the 4 upgrades for the DIE. So for the ice upgrade, you're going to start by coming on top of the roof and shooting this box off with the DIE. If you go down by the tree, you should see a flask lying on the ground. You're going to pick that up and put it underneath the mushroom. So if you come back in about 2 minutes or so, you'll notice that you're able to pick it up. After picking it up, you want to come to this box right here next to Speed Cola and freeze the chains using that. And then you're going to want to switch to the ice upgrade on the DIE. After switching, you want to shoot this blue ended tube on the end of that. So for the gas upgrade, you want to come right to the left of where you shot the box and use the suck ability to bring the canister over. You're going to want to pick that up. After picking it up, bring it down to where you killed the dog and sucked up the gas, place it underneath and wait for it to fill up. After it fills, pick it back up. You want to bring it to the crash site, place it on this box, and then shoot or knife or whatever the container. Now you should be able to switch to the gas upgrade. Using the gas upgrade, make sure you shoot the green ended tube. So the fire upgrade, which is really simple, requires you to go in this portal that will now spawn in the pond, and you're going to want to run down to where you shot the dog. There's going to be a plasma cutter here, which you want to place the fuse in that we got earlier, and it should take you back out of the dark ether after it cuts it. After it takes you out, head to where you went in the portal, and on the back of this truck will be the fire upgrade. Make sure you shoot the red ended tube with this upgrade. So onto the final and hardest upgrade, the electric one. There's going to be a portal that spawns down in the underground underneath the stairs of the Pack-a-Punch. You want to go in it, and there's going to be 3 crystals you need to suck up and bring to this box right here. You have to do them one at a time, but anyways, crystal 1 is right here at the pond. You just have to suck it up until it stops glowing, and then bring it down to the box in the Pack-a-Punch room. Make sure you get right up next to it and shoot it, because it can glitch out. There's another crystal on the roof of the main building, which you're going to want to suck up and bring it back down. Do the same exact thing with. And the final one is by the crash site when you come out of the tunnel right to the left. So I had it sucked up right as I was going back into the regular world, which is fine because it stays on the end, but sometimes you will not get them all in one go, and if you don't, that's fine. You just need to kill a couple more zombies and the portal will open back up, and you do not have to do the same crystals over again that you already shot. After you shoot it into the box, you should be able to switch to the Electrobolt upgrade, and you want to make sure you bring that over and shoot the orange or yellowish tipped tube. So now that you've done that, you have all the upgrades available to you right now. I would recommend the electric one as it's the best, but if you ever want to go back to just the shockwave, you want to head over to the box that you have selected right at the moment, and it should take you back to the regular shockwave. You can do those upgrades in any order, it doesn't really matter. I just normally do that way because it seems to be the easiest. After you shot all 4 of the tubes and they're all up with each upgrade, there should be a portal that spawns right here. You're going to want to go in that. If you come up here next to where you typed in the password, there will be an anomaly that you need to talk to. I recommend just staying here because you have to pick something up after it's done anyways. So after they fade away and you get back into the normal world, there will be a wrench that you need to pick up. So now you need to come to spawn and hit this tank 3 times with the wrench you just picked up, and a zombie will pop out. you need to kill that zombie. Use some sort of explosive on or next to the tank. C4s and sticky bombs work the best because we can stick it to it. It should shoot this tree off in the distance, and you should start heading over there. You're going to want to head over to the crash site, which is where the tree was shot, and pick up, or go next to this ball at least, and it will start spawning dogs. You can go ahead and kill the dogs before you pick it up, it makes it easier. After you kill all the dogs, you want to pick up the decontamination agent and carry it back down to where you talk to the soldiers. You're going to want to insert it into this box right here, and you are on to the next step. So now your next job is to advance a couple rounds until you get your next megaton. Most likely it's going to be on round 10, but it could be around before or after. But basically now what you want to do is you want to split him into his two parts, and you want to basically lead each part in this blue circle underneath the tube. Their pathing kind of tells them to somewhat go under it, so you don't have to try too incredibly hard to get them under there. It's pretty easy. So after you get them both in there, you want to come to the computer where you typed in the password and interact with it to combine them back together. You'll be locked in the room, and it's going to play like a mini cutscene. You just gotta wait for it to end. However, once it's over, I recommend you get up to the surface as fast as you can because it's going to spawn in a lot of dogs and a couple megatons, so I would just get out of that room because that's a death trap. Once you're done with that, you want to come to the building that's next to spawn and go through this portal that now spawned. Once in, there will be an anomaly next to this table in the back room that you're going to want to talk to. Once he's done talking, it will take you back into the regular world, and there will be a picture on the table right next to where you talk to him. Once you pick up this photo, you will be taken to the boss fight, so I would recommend getting everything ready and getting all your perks and everything before you go. After you pick up the photo, it will teleport and lock you in the Pack-a-Punch room. So Orlov, which is the megaton that you restored brain functionality to, will be in there talking, and you just want to listen to him talk until he's done. You can also Pack-a-Punch and buy armor in here, so that's not really an issue. Once he's done talking, he will start deactivating different parts of the particle accelerator. You just need to protect him while he does that. It's pretty simple, just make sure you are clearing out all the Myacs and Megatons with your electric DIE upgrade so you don't get overwhelmed, and that will make it pretty simple for you. Orlov also does not have a health bar. It looks like he does, but whenever he gets attacked, it just stops him from disabling it, so you don't really have to help him immediately. You just need to help him if you want to beat it. I'm going to include a lot of this gameplay here so you can see what the boss fight is like. Also, another note, the Megaton bombers and blasters will drop bits of ammo you can pick up to refill your DIE Electro Bolt. So there's 3 total of these phases where he's deactivating stuff. It's pretty much the same each time, just in a different location. But the best tip I can give for this is just don't let yourself get overwhelmed. It sounds simple, but it can be really hard to recover once you start getting overwhelmed and downed, and especially when you have teammates with you. After you defeat him for the third and final time, he's going to talk to you, and then Weaver is going to tell you to leave, which is what you're going to want to do. So you want to make your way to the pond while escaping, but you have to dodge these blue electric bolt lightning things, and you have to go either through the medical bay or the weapons lab. You can kind of make your own way through. I like to go this way just because it's easier. If you fall down there, you can jump up on the little gurney thing down there and climb up, and then go to the right of this tunnel, and then it's pretty simple from here on out. You just run down this hill avoiding these, and then you're right there. As long as you don't panic, you should have plenty of time to make it out, and if you beat the helicopter, just give it a sec and climb on once it lands. And that is the Easter egg complete.
Requiem, Alpha Site just went nuclear. Facility has been destroyed.
Good work, Strike Team. We've closed the breach. But I got a feeling Omega Group is just getting started.
You also get this pretty cool calling card when you do it, so it's kind of worth it. Yeah, and I know this may not be the most high quality video, but I enjoyed editing it, and I hope you enjoyed watching it.
Landon misses a headshot with the Magnum at 3 a.m. God! A Grammy for that acting.
No.
That was you at 3 a.m. when you missed a headshot with the Magnum.
No, it wasn't.
It was.